Question 7. Jenny runs a stall at the local farmer's market. She made 20 fruitcakes, 15 chocolate cakes, blah, blah, blah. And then how much profit did she make? So I'm going to work with the fruitcakes first. So the fruitcakes, she makes 20. She sells them for £6 each. 3/4 she sells at full price. So 3/4 of 20. So 20 divided by 4 is 5 times by 3 is 15. So she sells 15 at full price. So that's 15 times by 6, so she makes £90 on those full price. The rest of them she sells at 70% of the normal price. So 70% of £6 is £4.20, and she had 15 sold already, so she has 5 to sell at £4.20 each, which comes to £21. So the fruitcakes in total cost her £111 to make. The chocolate cake, she has 15 of these. She's going to sell 13 at full price. So 13 times by the £2, so that's £26. And the other two she's only going to charge £1 for, so that's £28. So in total, she sells them for £54. So if we add up that for a total sale, so her total sales equal £165. So £165 in total sales. Now her cost, she spends 20 fruitcakes, which cost her £3 each, so that is £60. And she makes 15 chocolate cakes, which cost her £1, so that is £15. So that is a £75 cost of sale. So her profit is 165 minus 75. 16 minus 7 is 9, so she makes £90 profit in total. Venn diagram, multiples of 2, 4 and 5. So 22 is a multiple of 2 and nothing else. 23 is none of the above, so it stays inside the box but outside the circles. 24 is a multiple of 2 and 4. 25 is simply a multiple of 5. 26 is a multiple of 2. 27 is a multiple of... Sorry, the 24 is in the wrong place. That should be over there. 27 is none of them. 28 is a multiple of 4 and a multiple of 2. 29 belongs to none. And 30 is a multiple of 2 and a multiple of 5. Which of the following Venn diagrams could also be used? The answer to this is Venn diagram 2, and that is because all of set B are in set A. So all multiples of 4 are multiples of 2, so we can put that as the Venn diagram to use. The other two are no good because this one suggests that everything in A is in B and all of A and B are in C, which we know is not the case. This one says that some of A and B overlap, whereas we know they all do, and it also says they're all within C, which again is not true. The loci question. So, the loci question, there are a number of things you need to look at in order to solve this question. The first thing you need is a pair of compasses, and you need to set your compasses to the width of the wheel to the centre. Now, if you put that in the corner and you draw an arc there, that will show you how far away that dot would be when it gets wedged in the corner. And we can do the same here, and again it will represent when the dot is in the corner, it is at this point of here. When the wheel goes around the bend there, it is going to follow a curved path, because as the wheel rolls round, the dot will roll round with it, and the same at this corner, and also at this corner if we look at it going up the 3 steps. Now in between each of these sections it is going to follow a straight line. So between here and here we will have a straight line that needs to be set to the distance of 2 centimeters. So if we come 2 centimeters away from here, we get 29, and if we come 2 centimeters up, we also get 2. So we know that the corner of that wheel is never going to get any further than here, so we can join up across the top here. We can go straight up from here as well till we hit that line, and again it's going to arc around here, and we can do the same process here. So we can measure 2 centimeters away and then 2 centimeters up as well, which is there, and again once it gets over that curve it's going to follow the line to that point there, it's going to go straight up again here till it hits the curve, and then from the curve it will run off over the top. Question 10, what's wrong with this questionnaire? 3 things that are wrong with the questionnaire. So we can say age is irrelevant because we are talking about whether men or women buy it, so that can be our first point. Age is irrelevant. Now be careful here, if you just say people don't want to give their age, that is not really a criticism, because that has no impact on whether or not it's a good question. That's just people's personal preference. But saying age is irrelevant is okay, because for her hypothesis, age has nothing to do with it. Second problem, how often do you buy a newspaper? There needs to be a time period included in that statement. So how often do they buy it? In a week, a year, a month, so on. Third one is we have overlapping options. So for example, if I buy 3 newspapers, do I tick here or here? Question 11. Gethin's blood produces 5.97 times 10 to the red blood cells per milliliter. How many blood cells per milliliter are there? So 5.97 times 10 to the 6 means this decimal point is going to move 6 places. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Plug the gaps with zeros and we find that it is 5,970,000. Estimate the total number of red blood cells in Gethin's body. So there are that many in a litre, so in a milliliter, sorry. So in 1 litre, we need to times this by 1,000. And he has 4 roughly litres, so we need to times this by 4. So if we roughly suggest that this is 6 times 10 to the power of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we times that by 4, we get 24 times 10 to the power of 9, which we can't have in standard form, so we're going to make this 10 times smaller, and we're going to have to make this 1 power bigger, so the answer is 2.4 times 10 to the 10. Question 12. There are 4 boys in class A, so 1 quarter is worth 4. That means that the whole thing will be 16, so 3 quarters would be worth 12. That means there are 12 girls here. We know that there are 1.5 times as many girls in this one, so 12 times 1.5, 18. So now in this one, we have that 2/3 are equal to 18. So 1/3 will be half of this number, 9. So there are 9 boys in class B. So first part of this question is about ratio. So we have 2 plus 3 plus 5. So we have 10 parts. 850 divided by 10 equals 85. So each part is worth 85 grams. 3 grams of millet, so we do 3 times 85, which is 255 grams. Now the part B, I'm not going to go through all the possible combinations in order to find the correct one, but you need to test them out. So whether to make 5 kilograms, the best bet is to use 4 kilogram bag and then 4 1,000 pound bags, 4 250 bags, sorry, or whether a big pile of 300s and a few others is the best. But I will tell you that the cheapest option, your best bet, is to buy 2 250 gram bags alongside 15 300 gram bags, which will give you a grand total of £9.08. Question 14. 3,000 miles to the nearest 100. Half this number, which is 50, we take it away from this to get the least, so 2,950. We add that on to get the greatest, 3,050. To the nearest hour, half of that is half hour, so we could have 79.5 hours or we could have 80.5 hours. Now if I want to find the greatest possible speed, what I want to do is travel as far as I possibly can, as quick as I possibly can, so that would be the calculation I need. Similarity question. So using the table, we have the small object, we have the large object, and we have the scale factor. We have lengths, we have areas, and we have volumes. Now in this question, we are told the volume of the small one is 2 and a large volume is 54. So the volume scale factor is 27. Cube root this to find the length scale factor, and we find the length scale factor is 3. So what we are saying, every large pebble is 3 times as big as the smaller pebble. So if we have 15 small pebbles, every 3 of those would be equivalent to 1 larger pebble, because the length scale factor is 3, so that means we would need 5 larger stones.